Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the live stream. I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to get right to it because I'm sick and tired of waiting. I usually like try to feel it, and sometimes you don't feel it. Sometimes you just gotta go. I'm gonna knock through this neighborhood, then I'm gonna jump across the street. And so the problem is I was knocking in this neighborhood the other day, and holy cow, the signal was so bad. So I'm gonna give you guys. Let me see. I'm gonna knock on this neighborhood, and then I'm gonna. You know what? I can shoot across that neighborhood, and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I could do that. So I've got probably about an hour and a half of door knocking on this one here. Join me. I'm gonna be here live all for the next about 5 hours. It's 11:30. Watch me as I generate one bona fide listing lead every 30 minutes. That's a pretty big claim. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. All right. What do I need? What do I need? What do you need, Festini? I need you guys to share. I need more popularity. If you guys want me to do this, I want you to help me. All I ask is that if you appreciate my content, if you like what I'm up to, if you know and believe that what I'm doing is helping you, what I need from you is I need you to like, share, subscribe. You know the routine. Like, share, subscribe. I'm grabbing a handful of business cards. Again, as I'm doing this, do me a favor. Do yourselves a favor. Like, share, subscribe. There's my water bottle here. Fine now. I've got a certain, like, I'm trying to minimize. This is my whole life is about minimizing keystrokes and getting the same results. Creating macros. Creating life macros. You hear me? Life macros. Creating life macros in an attempt to speed up the process of doing whatever it is that I do. Shortcuts, shortcuts. Magic. Magic. It's all magic. You're crazy, Jim. Over the rainbow, I am crazy. Okay. You guys with me on this? Make sure there's one little element I didn't mix yet. I have an issue with my device tapping itself, so I have to have this little piece of rubber that I put in between to make sure that it doesn't affect the readout. You dig? And it could be as easy as a band-aid. Yeah, let's just put a band-aid on my phone. You might think I'm crazy. Okay, watch. I put a band-aid on the phone. Problem solved. I'm going to tap the screen. Let's go. Come on. So I had somebody yesterday, a resident of this fine and fair community. Oh God, yes. Nothing. Did you text me the address? You want to search a phone number? Okay, I will do it on my way in between. Okay, sorry, didn't catch that. I'll do that too. Put on everything else. Okay, send it again. Text it again. No. Geo leads is Red X. This one, they sponsor my content. They are a lead. They are a phone number in the database. Go ahead and put them in there. Just put next to it, Geo leads or wherever, Yeah. Now I'm all paranoid. Somebody, I don't know if you saw somebody yesterday was like, hey, stop dropping this stuff on the sidewalk. It's lazy and it's littering. I'm like, okay, sorry. Someone, I dropped my propaganda at a doorstep, on the door as I always do. And they thought it was lazy and littering. I don't know if you saw the text. I was like, whatever, crazy person. That's where I put it. That's where I put it. I'm not dropping things, but okay. I'm sure I'll hear from him again. Huh? I can't. It's not a door hanger. And you know how weird it is to try to do a door hanger when you go up to someone's door and like you're jiggling their door handle trying to put these stupid hangers on? It's like, what are you doing? Hey, sometimes I even have them open the door as I'm walking up and it scares the shit out of them. Could you imagine if I was grabbing their handle as they open? No, I'm not touching someone's doorknob. I'm just touching the mailbox. What, 30,000, 40,000 freaking doors later, someone says stop dropping it? Go fuck yourself. Yeah, go ahead and put Hot Prospect. Okay. In front of this house earlier. Conclusion. I've got to drink my own poison. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is also no soliciting. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I am. I have no choice. I've got to commit myself. I'm going to commit myself to institutionalized into the institution of sales. Time management, I guess. Make a commitment. No longer watch. I can no longer consume video. My eyeballs are worth more than my ears. You guys hear me? So my eyeballs are worth more than my ears, which means I cannot I can't spend any more time consuming content. I know everything I need to know. I need to spend more time creating it. I'm going to generate a lead every 30 minutes if you guys want to join me. If you guys are, the reason for this is for me to share with you, to inspire you. Like when you watch somebody do something difficult and they achieve it, you become encouraged to do it yourself. So I create this program and this thing here so that if you guys get anything out of this, please at least use it like a please use my content as a springboard for your success. Everything I'm doing is totally simple and duplicatable, and the content that I create here is absolutely no brainer. I just really need you to believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe me, then sit back and wait for something that will get you to be inspired. I want to inspire you. Okay. Welcome to the live chat. If you guys have comments, feel free to make a comment. Otherwise, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm really trying. Hey, excuse me. I'm James with Century 21. Just wondering if you're thinking of selling your house. Well, thank you for your time. You have a good day. I got a little bit the other day. Hi, I'm James with Century 21. If you're selling your house.
Nope.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna like not do what I've always been doing, and it took like 40,000, propaganda drops before someone's like, hey, can we put in this shit here? Damn, this whole cul-de-sac does like do not knock. Crazy, they must get hammered a lot. In some of these neighborhoods, I wonder if they're just targeted, if there's like some algorithm that puts them at the front, puts them at the front of like other people's content. So we're gonna door knock for the next 30 minutes and give us the opportunity to hit a couple of doors. I did not like seeing that big old Rottweiler standing there looking at me from across the street. That was a very big fat Rottweiler. Nothing to do with this. It's funny. I've developed a unnecessary fear of animals. Well, no, of viable fear of animals because I've been bit twice now in the last 10 years. Not like attacked and mauled, but even just a nibble is enough to give you guys the idea that it's not worth it. Right? Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. I'm James, Century 21. Just wondering if you guys were thinking of selling your house.
We actually have a realtor that we're working with.
Okay, is it coming up for sale sometime soon?
Yes.
All right. When? I mean, I'd love to.
In the next month.
All right. So you've already like interviewed? Is it someone you already knew?
Yeah, we.
Okay. I always like to know how
Yeah.
close I might have been. The one that got away.
No, it's been a while. We've been working with them off and on, but we're just trying to finish cleaning up first.
Excellent.
And
All right.
then.
Well, my name's James Festini.
James.
If I bring you a buyer, then remember my name.
I will.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Have a great day. Good luck.
You too.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes I have individuals who are like, yeah, I've been working with someone. I'm like, I'm going to mark them as a lead, but they're not. It's like not a chance, right? Am I going to get a lead out of this? No. Um, 17532 Law and Trada is going to be listing in the next 30 days. Is it one of my leads? Question mark. She said she's been working with someone, and I know. So I'm not going to mark it as a lead, but well, it is a heads up with other, like, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, how about this? How about we settle for agreeing to disagree, that is a lead, but it's not necessarily a lead as much as it is an indicator that you are close enough to have faith that, God damn it. Right? Is that good enough for you? Like, God damn it. Hi, I'm James with Century 21. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
No.
All right, thanks for your time. Have a good day. So what is a lead? Is it someone who says yes but not with you? Or is it just someone maybe with you? I just left someone right now who says, yeah, we're actually listing in the next 30 days. We've already decided on an agent. I'm just like, did that work? All right, welcome to the show, guys. It's always kind of frustrating when I only get one or two people watching, but it just means that there's less people learning. That's good and bad. All right, Bomb said, wait, coming soon, the 2018 video influencers of real estate. I got a bunch of you guys to put in your vote for me. Thank you. They just put out like this thing that says it's coming soon, it's coming soon. I'm like, okay, I can't wait, ... to see my name. If I don't see my name, I will never utter the words bomb again, because it is a shit storm and a lie and a farce and a scam. That if they call these other people video influencers when I am, because I'm not popular. I mean, Jesus was nobody until like 100 years later. Who's in the next 30 days, but I've already got an agent. That's not a lead, but that is a clue, right? It's enough to give me hope. It's enough to give me, the benefit of the doubt that I will survive. I will persist until I succeed. Failure will never overtake me if my determination is strong enough. And it is. Welcome to the group. As you come and go, please do me one quick share. I wonder if anyone ever watches my Twitter. Do you guys follow me on Twitter? But they did not strike me as someone who says that they weren't decided on the earth. You could make the artwork for a seminar or a webinar and post it on the new agents. And then if you create an event for this Friday at noon and then reach out to Jennifer Romano on the new agents group as she is the moderator and ask her if she could pin this event, she'll do it. Then I could have a pretty good seminar on Friday afternoon. Otherwise, nothing, man. What's with the stream? Why is there so few people in here? You know what? My son was like, "Dad, can I have your phone case?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Now I realized I shouldn't have given it to him because. So that was a maybe, right? Maybe, maybe not. It's harder to, identify those, but. More and more, I'm finding that Facebook and Instagram are focusing on these stories as far as content, and it's going to be a big thing moving forward. So it's interesting, though. How does that pertain to real estate and like your ability to generate, a lead in that? And it's not. It's kind of difficult to Instagram stories an individual who might be interested. However, if you are prolific at creating these stories and you're an interesting character, there is a slight possibility that the kids in the neighborhood, if you got kids and they see kids and all of a sudden somewhere you get injected. I've had that happen. You see, I have I have this I have this camera that clearly screams vlog, right? Vlog. But by almost by carrying that prop around, people say, there's a vlogger, right? They can identify it as if it's like some sort of pseudo celebrity, and kids just, people not, just over knocked 1.5 hours, 95% of people were not home. That is really weird, Ryan. You know that, right? You know that I've never had that happen. So, are you sure you kept track of the numbers? Are you sure about that? You sure about that? That's unheard of. I mean, I have had neighborhoods where, like, I think I've maybe gotten as low as like 20, but you're killing my storyline. You're killing my storyline. I mean, some of you were there yesterday when I generated like 7. My wife went on earlier today, and I was like, "Hey, babe, you got to go into Spotty. I got a bunch of new stuff." She's like, "Okay." And then I was standing in the room when she was loading them. She goes, "Oh my God, there's 30 leads in here." I'm like, "Yeah." And then she goes in and looks at the leads, and she sees my notes, and she goes, "Not hesitated, no info." I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's not. You know what? Sometimes I don't load these in there." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean you don't load my leads in my database when I'm door knocking and I generate them?" She goes, "Yeah, I just, I'm not. Some of them are not. I wouldn't call them leads." I'm like, "Listen, lady, you pour the milk, I'll churn the butter. Do not tell me what is cream and what is butter and what is milk. Get my damn leads in there, and I will determine whether or not they are leads." Okay? She's like, "Okay." I'm like, "I'm teaching people this." She says, "Oh, God damn that woman. She has like zero for sitting next to me and like listening. She has no idea about my system." And I keep telling her, I can't do it alone. My system and my methods are getting so like big in the world of, I said my my content is growing, my library is growing, but what's also happening is that my system is solidifying itself through trial and error, and I'm able to repeat methods, and I'm able to describe and package what it is I'm doing. I'm able to package what it is I'm doing. I just need you to tell me whether or not you are actually going to listen when I say. I said this is the standard or the criteria by which I say this is a lead, right? I say this is a lead. A lead is somebody who can say yes, but a lead is somebody who can say yes, but maybe they don't say. Starting to forget my own Steeniisms. A lead is somebody who can say yes, and they don't say no. That's it. A lead is somebody who can say yes, and they don't say no. So, what is a lead? What is a contact? See, these two are very critical and go hand in hand. What is a contact? A contact is an individual who can say yes, but maybe they don't. Meaning that they're the decision maker, so they were able to give you a response to your question. That's a contact. So when you're on the phone and you call and you say, hey, my name's James, or my name's Adrian, I'm with the company, I was calling to see if you had any interest in selling your house, and they say no. That's a contact. If someone picks up the phone and goes, my mom's not here, that's not a contact. Even if you say the script, hi, my name's Adrian with the company, I was calling to see if you had any interest in selling your house, and they say, you're talking to the kid, my mom's not here. Okay, then that's not a lead. That's not contact. You just asked the question to a person who can't say yes. So that rules out the first thing. So it's very clever, the title that I've given to this. Talk to me, Ryan. I'm looking at your screenshot and it says 71 not home, 19 not. What is 19 not? What is 19 not? You guys. And I got your screenshot. I'm looking at it. You said 79 were not home, or 71 not home, and 19 not. Where's the chat, by the way? Chat's gone. You know, the three of you. There's three of you. I do need some more consistent feedback to make sure that my stream. Oh man. I was doing that thing, isn't it? Oh, damn it. Whatever it is, it's doing it. It's almost like I have to block some of the the magnetism of the other case. Each and every one of us has a desire to strengthen our bodies and minds. Why is it then that so many of us struggle to train to improve every area of our lives? This is a question that I try to answer for years, and I'm helping myself trying to figure out where I am and where I want to be. So I want to talk to you guys about the psychology of door knocking, how to eliminate the excuses of why you should reframe door knocking as work to make, better results in your real estate success. Does this make sense? My business partner. Like rigging the rubber piece that goes between it so that you don't get pinched. Got a lot of doors to hit today. And I want to make sure that I stay charged and that my content goes a long way in promoting myself and reclaim and restore what it means to be a real estate sales trainer. We've lost and diluted the results down to a click or a clever post and thinking that, you know, it says do not knock. Excuse me, sir. I'm James with Century 21. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
No, my buddy, he's a realtor. The guy
Ah,
who owns it.
all right. Well, thanks for your time, though. Have a good day. So join me on this journey. It is Q4, fourth quarter of the year, and we have goals and objectives. But does it mean? I want to. I'm going to put on a seminar in the next couple of days. Probably Friday, I'll put together a seminar on I sure wish I could get more of you guys to listen. That'd be awesome. Live chat. I don't know where the chat room went, by the way. Ryan, I wanted to find out what not meant when you posted that. What it meant to say not. Is it not home? But you put not home already on those 71. Was it not interested? Well, that would be 71 and 19. Still about 20%. But, 20% is kind of a low. So, gosh. Yeah. Gosh. Oh, you jinxed me, Ryan. Let's talk about body and mind, I think. I can talk to you about that for now, and hardening and strengthening you guys to consider telephone prospecting and door knocking as a valuable source. And the way to do this is training body and mind. You got to be honest with yourself and not be so skeptical if you're not willing to at least give it one spin. You have so many people who are like, oh yeah, that doesn't work, but then they've never done it. So how can they say what doesn't work if they've never tried it? So you gotta be realistic and with. Hey, I'm James Festini. Oh,
James, how are you?
how you doing? I knew I'd run across your house. I'm just hitting the doors, old school. Good to see you again.
Yeah, Jim.
Just wondering, you guys still thinking? Well, I talked to you guys like 2 weeks ago. So, how's
That's
everything
right, I
going?
think
You
you sent
guys
us an
still
email.
looking? Yeah, I email you
Yeah.
every once in a while on the values.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
You guys still tossing around Cal State Fullerton and like what, Idaho? Is that the other one or?
Arizona.
Arizona.
I think he's going. But our son's got another. Well, he's got 4 years at uni, but we're thinking of a couple of years.
Oh, okay. So he did end up at Fullerton.
Not Fullerton, Pomona.
Okay.
He tried, couldn't get in at Fullerton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he graduated then?
No, well, one of
Or
them
he's-
has. One's
okay.
graduated, and the other one's just started Pomona.
Okay.
And the one that
alright.
graduated is now a teacher in Phoenix.
Ah.
So he's moved to Phoenix.
Okay, I try to keep up to date on my kids. Forget
That's our plan.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are probably looking at another couple of years.
2 years, yeah.
2 years. All right. Well, let's keep in touch, and if
Yeah.
there's anything I can do, let me
Okay,
know.
we've got all your details.
Yeah.
You send us. Very interesting what you send us, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff to know the marketplace. And if anything changes, let me know.
Okay.
I'm around.
All right.
Good to see
Nice
you.
to see you.
Like I said, I thought for some reason when I was hitting the doors, I was across that street, and I go, yeah, I think this is the house. I think this is the house. And right when I got up here, I go, I think this is the house. And when you open, I thought, okay, that's it. I got it. Oh, well, thank you again for your time.
Okay.
Always a
Nice
pleasure.
to see you.
Take care. I've got to identify these as lead in CRM. So this is an individual who I door knocked, I think, or maybe cold call, probably door knocked and closed on them as a lead. They seem pretty hot. Did a listing presentation, and then they're like, well, we gotta wait for our son to graduate. Okay, then that means that it's no longer a lead. It is a maybe one day, right? Please leave packages behind the wall and ring the doorbell. Is there a doorbell I'm missing here? Okay. I don't normally open them. There's a note saying, please ring the doorbell. I couldn't find the doorbell. I hate to open the gate though. Hi, I'm
Hi.
James with Century 21. I was just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
No, not at all.
All right, well, thank you for your time. You have a nice day. So you got to stop making excuses as to why door knocking. I think it was the neighborhood. I'll go out and door knock again in the evening. Hey, I tell you what. My man. If you're suggesting that you're going to go out and hit that neighborhood again, I didn't know. Was this 19 not interested? Okay, so 71 doors and 19 opened. Therefore, you're at about 20%. I've been there. That is nothing to cry. It's a real thing. You know, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you every day it's 25, but over the sweep of things, 5 days a week, over the course of years, I have come to realize that the number is 23. I say 25 just to be, I don't know, but it's 23. When I landscape of the previous year or even like the last 2 or 3 months, I don't know if you can go into Spodio and say, give me everything, show me everything, and it'll tell you what your percentages are. I'd be curious. What are your percentages? Could you tell me? But I have found everybody to report similar. 100 telephone calls yields an average of 6% pickup rates. 100 doors yields an average of 23% of the doors open. Now these are like 7 days a week, 5 days a week, doesn't matter. It is just one number. It is one number. I'll just leave this here. See what I mean? My fucking paranoia over dogs. Like if there's a big dog roofing with a screen door open, I'm just not gonna mess with it. Just not playing it. I ain't in the mood. No, we will not be attacked today. Okay, this one here. Four Seasons Real Estate Group. Crappy flyer. So I'm gonna see him now. Crappy ass flyer. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is a $970,000 house, and these flyers look like they were printed on tissue paper. So no. So here's what you lack is accountability. You need accountability. And if somebody else tells you accountability, you know the right and wrong things to do. But you're out there looking for the magic solution. And it's work. And the problem is right now, many people are looking at activity related to work as work. Think about what I just said. Are you guilty of using activity related to work as a supplement to work? Are you performing tasks Are you performing tasks that are are you performing tasks that are related to work and taking credit for working? I want to sometimes I say something and I play with the words so that it sounds good enough and makes sense. Are you doing the activities related to work to supplement working? Are you are you doing activities related to the industry and convincing yourself that that is work? Are you consuming content related to and calling it work? Are you watching my content? Are you consuming my content and saying you're working? Because it's like going to college. It's like going to college. I think that's probably where this attitude comes from. Yeah, I'm about to figure it out. I'm about to. I'm on the breakthrough. I'm on the verge of a discovery, and that is that as adolescents, as our we identify study as we identify study as the activity related to the responsibility. So as a student, we go to school, we do our homework, and that homework is it's a manifestation of physical and mental sitting at a desk and staring at a book. And so we take that as forward progress to study. Hi, I'm
Hi.
James with Century 21.
Yes?
Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
No, sir.
All right, well, thank you for your time. So as youth, we were trained and disciplined in the activity of sitting somewhere and learning, knowing that that was our responsibility, knowing that that's what we're supposed to be doing. Now we grow up, we go to college, or whether we go to college or not, we perform the tasks that we were trained to perform under the auspices of and the guise of work. We look at this and say, we are working because we are watching a seminar. That's work. And when you get a content creator who is an entertainer, and there are thousands, millions of them, right? And if they're talking in your field of specialty, in your field of interest, you become convinced that this activity and it feels, and so the deeper levels you go into this study of real estate sales versus the activity that actually produces the results is the equivalent of watching somebody else on a treadmill. And in many cases, it's the equivalent of watching somebody else talk about somebody on a treadmill. Think about that one. So if these individuals are coaching and training and they haven't been in a long time, or maybe they've never been on a treadmill, but they have coached many people on the treadmill. And some of those people, because they coach thousands and thousands of people on treadmills, some of those people are actually fast and have good hearts and good genetics. And so they coach them and they become really good. But they don't know. Hi, I'm James with Century 21. I was just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
We've been here 43 years, almost 44.
Actually, we've met. What's your name? Nance? Is it?
It's Cindy.
Cindy.
We're not planning to sell.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're an original owner, right?
Yes,
Do
we
you
are.
remember the name of this builder or the name of the tract? I think I'd asked you before if you recall.
No, I
You're
don't
sitting
remember.
actually.
My husband
You're
was.
sitting right here. Last
Yeah.
time we met.
I can't remember the name, but uh, we've been here. We've been here 43 years.
But this home is the same as all of these, all
Yes,
the way
this is the
to
YL4.
YL4.
Yeah, the YL4, Yorba Linda 4
Uh huh.
is what it was. And the next one down would have been the YL3, which is the one right down from us.
Are you saying this is the name of the floor plan is YL4 or the
The-
name of
That's
the
what they
build?
called it. They called it the YL4. The YL3 is the one right down below us.
I've had
And
somebody tell me on Oak Leaf and Acorn it was called Summerfield. Does that ring a bell?
yeah, I don't think it was Summerfield.
Okay.
And
Oh no,
then,
it's on the other side. It's that way
right.
on Eureka
And
that
then
way. Okay.
the single levels are the YL2 and the YL1. The YL2 would have been this one over here that's for sale.
Uh huh.
Three-car garage. That's the single level over there.
So that's what they called the floor plan was
Yes,
YL one two three
and then the
four. Okay.
YL1 would have been that one there with the two-car garage.
It's funny you remember the name of the floor plan, but not the
You
builder.
know, I don't remember.
Did you
we-
keep original brochures by any chance? Like
No,
the
no,
sales
no,
office?
no.
Was there a sales office? What year was
Yeah, the
that?
sales office. It was down at the corner of Casaloma and Bath and Cherry. Kind of
But on
corner
this
from
side.
us. No, no, that away.
Oh really? Okay, let me look at that
But
then.
that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, and I'm picking your brain from a
And
long
this
time
one
ago.
here, they just put this one up for sale again.
Hmm.
For a while, it was what we called an old folks home. It's got a really good flat
Oh, really?
backyard,
Okay.
three-car garage, and I don't know why there's, but I think it's up for like 960
970
or,
something.
yeah, I
I
don't know if
picked up a flyer. That's ambitious.
yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's highly upgraded,
Yeah,
but
it is. They upgraded it about 4 years ago when this couple moved in. And,
you were in the business, weren't you? Like you
No,
were.
my sister is.
Okay.
Yeah, she was with Century 21 forever.
I think that was something
And
I
now
remember
she's
too.
with,
Yeah, 979 is what this.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get it, but it was upgraded. They had an old folks home in it, what I call it.
Like a convalescent or
Yeah,
nursing
and
type.
when
Boarding
that
care.
moved out, then these people moved in. They had like 3 or 4 kids.
Hmm.
I don't know why they're leaving, but the backyard is flat, and it was upgraded before these people moved in. So I'm sure it's in good condition.
Yeah, it looks nicer in the front. It's a pretty house.
Yeah, they put that fountain.
Yeah,
Whoever
it's a very pretty
upgraded
house.
it, they did a really good job. But I don't know. I don't even want to think about what the taxes would be.
Yeah. What do you think it's worth? If you had to guess.
I think that's high.
Yeah.
Although single levels are so desirable.
Mm-hmm. The school district is good. The
School
area
district
is
is
good.
excellent. And this
It's
place up at the
upgraded.
top of the street, it's like ours. It's a YL4.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got that corner lot with Bass and Cherry, and
Right, the one that's for sale. Yeah.
Everyone turns onto Eureka, and it's a bad corner.
Bad
Because
corner.
we looked at that house.
Uh-huh.
It was available when we bought this one, but we didn't like the corner fireplace. We wanted a fireplace in the middle of the living room,
Okay.
and I think they went close to 950 or 960 foot. It's because the court is beautiful.
Is it?
Have you?
I haven't
been
seen it inside, just the outside and pictures.
It's got a beautiful backyard with a pool. It's just spotless. So
Well, that's the thing is that they're that good. They try feet and ask for more than the last guy did, and now where you can't do that. It's
I
kind
don't
of
know what
flattened
they're
out.
going to do, but we're going to stay here. We're under Prop 13.
Oh yeah.
Our property taxes are like $1,800 a year.
No way.
Yes.
That's cheap
Yes.
for this neighborhood.
Yeah, because I'm sure that place, if it sells, the property taxes alone are going to be $6,000
Holy
a
moly,
year,
yeah.
at least.
Yeah. Well, if they can afford to buy it, they can afford to.
I would
pay it,
say
I
that
think.
place is worth $900,000.
So you think it's about 60 or 70 over, huh?
Maybe,
Yeah.
although I haven't seen inside.
They haven't been
4
holding up
kids.
in house or anything.
They had an open house on Saturday, but we didn't go over.
Oh.
They have 4 children, but either they're moving. I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to guess. And the place
It's like a big place.
the place right below us,
Mm-hmm.
the YL3, They're going to sell it.
Mhm.
But he says he already has a realtor. They're a lot older than we are,
I've
and we're
knocked
old.
this neighborhood several times. I wouldn't be surprised if I've had a chat with them. I'll
Yeah,
double
his
check
name
it and
is
see.
Bruce. They've got
Bruce.
a couple of old
What's their last
Hudsons.
name?
I have no idea what
Oh,
their last
okay.
name is, but uh, it's a two-story. He has two old Hudsons. Now he's got one,
Uh-huh.
and I think his wife is getting to the point where she doesn't need all the work anymore. But he said they're going to sell.
Okay.
They've got other property though. I'm sure they're
I'm
not.
checking to see, because like I said, I've swept through this neighborhood a couple
Yeah.
of times, and I picked up a couple of calls, but it's a
His name
long
is
term.
Bruce, but he
Okay.
said he had a realtor because I told him my sister's been in real estate for 40 some years. And he said, well, they already, I should have had properties too.
Okay.
But he's not very young. And I think we're old, but he's older. But we're going to stay here. My goodness, property taxes like they are,
Yeah.
and everything's paid for.
Let me leave you my card. If suddenly you
Yes.
wake up in the middle of the night and you go, oh, it's the San Lorenzo is the name of the. If you remember by any chance, let me know, because I've been collecting that information just to have. It's
Well, I'm glad you
it gives
came
me the
around
advantage
neighborhood.
to find
But I
out.
wish the house up there would sell,
Hmm.
only because it's just a beautiful, beautiful home.
Yeah, it's location. That's a
And
tough
it
one.
is spotless.
It's like a highway there now.
I
The
know.
traffic.
That's why I'm so glad we
Even
chose.
here is getting busier and busier.
Yeah, I know. But we're gonna stay here. We've
Okay.
got our classic cars in the garage, and
Yeah, you're happily ever after now. What would you?
until something happens with one of us. But I'm awfully glad you came by.
Thank you.
But I think this place, and it is. I'm sure it's spotless
It
inside.
looks very nice outside.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I haven't had a chance to see it.
And
Unless I have a buyer, I don't just
I
randomly
know
go
that's
into
what my
houses.
sister says. I said, don't you have a buyer for this place? It's a single level. It's I'm sure it's a 4 bedroom, and I'm sure it was upgraded like 4 years ago. And it's in a really good area. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, let me know if you
And,
happen to
and
remember the name of the builder.
Think about this place right below us. Although he's
Well,
a
I'm
realtor.
heading back down that way, so that's on my path. I'm down
Yeah.
at Casa Loma right now and
Okay.
heading up and down the street. So,
Right,
yeah.
right.
All
Well, at least you don't have too hot a day to do it.
Yeah.
But we're going to stay here.
I got my water.
Yeah.
Water
We're
bottle.
gonna stay here as long as we can. We've been here almost 44 years, and we'll see what happens.
Should be okay. What is it, like 80 degrees? Not bad.
It's not bad at all. It's
Beautiful
gonna
day.
get warmer.
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
week.
The next
All right,
next
good
couple
luck
days.
to you.
Thank you. I'm James again. What's your name?
I'm sure I've met
Cindy.
you before.
All right. Well, have a great day.
All right.
Take care. A little bit of a slower day today, right? It is what it is, but I have there have been. You ever watch Ghost Adventures where sometimes they get really good ghost sightings ish, and sometimes they don't. I'm getting blips, blip. You know, I'm getting blips on the radar. For example, that lady said that person behind me is going to be selling, but I think he has an agent. I'm like, okay. So I am going to edit and see what the story is. I know I've been on this block before, and I also kind of know that you knock the same neighborhood 3 times, you kind of start to remember, if it's once a year or even twice a year, the faces and the names start blurring. You start to remember the story of one and not the other. And so oftentimes I've gone to the front door and the homeowner goes, yeah, well, we have an agent we've been keeping in touch. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you think maybe I don't know. Like, all right, well, my name is James Festini. And they're like, oh, James, you're the agent I'm keeping in touch. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm out of it. It's been a long day, guys. That's right. We open up the line of communication because now I'm like, oh, that's right. Duh. And that happens every once in a while. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is already my lead. I have a feeling, right? You get like these feelings that across the street is one. that this one is the one. Well, let's see. Now, would you go in? This is this is something that someone could. I'm James with Century 21 Real Estate. Just wondering if you guys were thinking of selling your house.
Not really.
Anything maybe later down the road you'd reconsider? Maybe summer?
Not really. We've been thinking about maybe renting it out, but we're not.
It's a good house.
It
Yeah,
is a
I'm
good
sure you
house.
could get what, like 3,400? How many square feet you got?
To rent.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that it's got a RV parking.
You got a pool?
No, we don't have a pool,
Okay.
but we have fruit
Oh, that's good.
trees, garden area, attic fan, air conditioning, all that other stuff.
Easily probably get 34.
35,
I would say so.
something.
But who knows if they'll take care of it, you know? Looks like you guys have done a good job on the place. That's always the trouble with renters. But not around here. People are pretty good to their houses.
Usually when people are going to pay that much for rent, they're pretty good at it.
There's a certain class.
Yeah, certain
Yeah.
classes.
If anything changes, I'm going to leave my card. Should you reconsider? I'd love to. If the price is right, maybe I can help you out.
I'm not sure what it's worth at the house.
Have you? Oh, so you haven't like checked Zillow or any of those websites at all?
Not really, but I know the one across the street's right at
$9.79.
$9.99.
$9.79.
And this
Yeah.
one was $9.99 something.
Yeah.
I don't know how compare the two.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
whatever.
would it be okay if maybe I could email you comps and I can keep you posted on the values?
Okay,
It's not
you can
a big
email
deal.
me,
Yeah.
but I'm sure we're not going to sell it.
No problem. That's what I knock on a lot of doors just to help. So if
I want this. What is it? She said, it's a cat. I said, no. She left it here.
like as a baby?
Yeah, she was, her mother was feral, and
Oh.
she's still a little feral.
Yeah, I had that happen once. I was on Imperial Highway and I was driving behind some lady. All of a sudden, she locks up her brakes and jumps out of the car. It was an Asian lady, so I couldn't understand what she was saying. She goes, "There's a cat. There's a cat under my engine." I'm like, "We're on Imperial Highway. What are you talking about?" She goes, "A cat, a cat." I go, "All right." So I put on my blinkers, got out, and there was literally like a baby a calico kitten in like the wheel well of her engine. I don't know if it like ran and jumped up in there or what, and it was right in front of the animal hospital. So I went in there. I was like, "What a coincidence!" I go, "Hey guys, what do you do?" They're like, "We can't do anything with it." I'm like, "I don't want a cat." "Oh, okay, it's kind of cute." And I took it home, and I was a cat person for a while and let it run in and out, and all of a sudden came home pregnant, and all of a sudden I had 10 kittens. I was like, okay, I'm
Oh.
not really like
So you gotta have them spayed.
Yeah, and then once you let them get a little bit wild, one time I let it in, I went to pet it, my cat, my kitten, and it just went and started scratching me. I would go, okay, you're out and you're never coming back in. Whatever you're doing out there, have a nice day. They just turn.
She will do that every once in a while too.
Gets feisty.
Yeah, but you can pull her claws out, but you
Yeah.
do one of those. My son hates her.
Attitude.
Yeah.
These cats are something else. They're cool, but at a
Yeah.
distance.
If I want to be petted, I'll let you know.
Right. Whenever I feel like it. Yeah, I know people like that too. Well, I'm James, by the way.
James, hi. I'm Mickey.
Mickey, good to meet you. I'll shoot you emails. I'm not going to bother you with spam or anything, but if you do reconsider at least the rental avenue, I can help you with the lease and doing the pre-qualification as the people come through. But the market's hot, the values are good. Yeah. It's not very common. Usually it's like a flat fee depending on the lease and the term, so
Yeah, it's a
it's always
percentage
reasonable. Yeah, it's a percentage. I mean, it's been a couple of years since I've even had to handle it. Most people just put it out there on Zillow, but if you don't want to mess with it, I think it was $1,000 was the last one I did. Where it's just really processing the paperwork and running the background.
$1,000. What?
Well, you put it in the MLS, right? And there's a certain term of the lease, but I'd have to check. Like I said, I've been doing this since '93, and I really haven't touched a lease since the internet started coming around in
I
like
have an
2000.
agent, and he charges me 8%.
8%. So
Yeah,
what is
'cause
that?
we have a
8% of
couple
the
condos.
yearly. So what does that break out to?
It depends on the amount. We have a couple condos, so
Uh-huh.
it depends on the amount that he's.
So what
getting.
would that break down to? Maybe I'm
8% of whatever I'm getting.
So,
I
like
have
on
a
this
condo,
place,
it's bringing in
was 1,000 too much? I mean, I was just guessing, but it's been that long.
1,000.
Well, usually you pay the agent who comes in and brings the lease, and then they put together
and
the
then you're
contract
done.
over the terms. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it's not like
he
property
takes care of
management.
it.
Oh, yeah.
He takes care of it month
Very
to
different.
month.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't handle property management. Back in the day, again, it's been a while, but back in the day, we used to put in the MLS, and there would be two sides,
Yeah,
and
and
the
you
agent
rent it,
come
and then
in,
you're done with
and
it.
then there's like a term of the lease, and then there's X amount. But from what I remember, it was like $1,000 that I split with the other agent, and they get 500, they get 500, and
And
it just goes
if
in there.
you're
Photography.
selling, what percentage do you take if you sell?
Well, that's negotiable. I'm with Century 21, but it doesn't mean I don't like go to the bottom. So right now, the average of for example, that one right there is probably paying 2.5% to the buyer's agent, and then that's usually 50-50. So in the traditional market, it's 6%, and that one's maybe 5%. I've seen the minimum be around 2% for what the buyer's agents are getting, which means 4%. So it's a very long answer, but between 4 and 6 total if you have to split it. If I find it myself, really, my answer
When we
is.
bought this, it ended up, it's supposed to be 6%.
Mhm.
It ended up, by the time we got through with this fee and that and blah, 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 it turned out to be 8%.
Well, there are escrow fees and title insurance,
Yeah.
which are usually about 1.5% on the high end, more like 1.25%, and then the commissions. So, what do you? I mean, you said you have an agent you've dealt with. What do they charge you for both sides? What have you been seeing? Are you an original owner?
No,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
come in.
Oh, that was back in 90.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Do
we
you
bought
know?
matter of fact, about at 255, an agent walked by and knocked on the door and said, and he was right there and said,
Now, have you ever heard of a name of this development or a name of the community? Have they ever called it anything like? Sometimes they say the
no.
Prestige or
I know
like
there was one
York
person that did
Acres
a
or
lot of these
something.
houses,
But they didn't have like a name. I'm always in.
I
I've been.
wasn't here at the beginning.
Okay.
This house is made in the 70s, built in the
Right.
70s.
Well, I live in town. I live right behind St. Martin's, the big
okay.
Catholic church. So I know, but I've always 5 years. I've been doing this since '93. But for the last 5 years, I've been finding the original floor plans and brochures for these neighborhoods, and I've got question of like the original Yorba. I mean, the homeowners never given me the copy, but I'll take a picture of it. But to get the floor plans and the description and have that history gives me an advantage over the competition, because then I can say this is built in '73. Here's the builder. Here's the 4 floor plans. I think it was the lady behind you says that she was saying, well, that's the YL1, that's the YL2, YL3, YL4. I said, how do you remember the floor plan names, but you don't remember the builder? I go, you don't have like any records? She goes, no, just the floor plans. So there's 4 floor plans in this. But the only people who have those originals are the original owners. Otherwise, it's lost in time.
Well, then, um, and my husband had bought, this is my second husband, had bought a little house. He's from Yorba Linda in the year one.
Wow.
Uh, and he had bought a little house over in Park Place. Are you familiar with
Mm-hmm.
that area?
Yeah, I have to know every area. It's my job.
He bought it for $10,000.
Wow.
Put $3,000 into it, and then started. Okay, and so we ended up, when things were high, we ended up selling it for $495.
Imagine.
And so then we were able to pay this house off, pay off the car, pay. So we don't owe anybody anything.
That's so cool. Good for
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Well, I don't want to take any more of your time,
No.
for sure. And yeah, I'll shoot you over an email, and we'll keep in touch. If, like I said, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm here.
Okay.
That's what I
Thank
do.
you, James.
All right. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for your time. Is anybody gonna give me a thumbs up, a cheer? How is it that you guys can sit here and watch the master, the Godfather, the undisputed heavyweight champion of lead generation, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, hour for hour? I generate leads. That's what I do. So this individual, could you have done that? Could you? Could you? That's the question. The question is, could you have converted that? Could you have extracted a name, a number, an email address? I think I need to start doing acting classes. I think that might be one of like my next products to release is acting for the real estate agent. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Acting and giving people the idea that you are reliable. Okay, let's see. That you can be counted on as an individual. Let me see if I can. So I have a collection of all right, love it. Thank you. Sophie Renlab. Old people tell you everything. They love to talk. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I have a feeling, hold on. I think this one's been done before, but I figured I'd capture, since I haven't seen any good no soliciting signs today, that on this day and on every day, I generate one bona fide listing lead every 30 minutes that I'm actively working on lead generation. If you guys are interested in finding out what it is I'm doing, I strongly recommend you go to wherever it is. Wait. YouTube. Search. Hello, I'm James with Century 21 Real Estate. I was just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
Oh, not yet.
You think maybe later down the road? Maybe summertime next year? No?
Nah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Okay.
You have a nice day.
You too.
Take care. When the student is ready, the master will appear. Well, hello. It happened. See, because I'm not good at bullshitting you guys into like buying products, I have to depend on me proving to you over and over that this is possible. And then at some point, one of you will be like, huh, what's this guy all about? And then you'll go to my pay me. Story of my life, yeah. I'm proud of what I'm doing. Let's assume you want listings. Let's assume you want to play the game with me. Let's assume you understand listings are the name of the game and Festini is the freaking John Wooden of training. And so you've got to work at it. You've got to write stuff down. And one of the best things you can do is every morning wake up and write down 5 reasons why you're going to be successful at lead generation. It's amazing how that simple step can change your life. I journal every day, every day. But see, I do think about writing it down that makes your mind believe. So you write down what you're actually going to do that day. I have a plan every day I set out to achieve a certain level. And so I've actually, how people say write it down and make it happen. I go as far as to just book it in my calendar. Every day on my calendar is booked as lead generation, prospecting. So I get an alarm at 9 a.m. that says door knock. And then I get an alarm that says at noon, prospecting. And then I get an alarm that says at 4, door knock. So if I just stick to it, it just happens. There's an old saying that says if you write something down 3 times, you own it forever. You won't forget it. I think that if you put it in your calendar, you can't forget it. It keeps reminding you. So I create this perfect day and I go out there. I have a minimum standard of what I'm willing to achieve every day. Like I put in I put in everything I can in the day. And it's almost impossible to not feel guilty at the end of the day. I was talking to someone the other day that said, hey James, this and this and that about my success. I was having such success. He goes, but if I don't do my calls, I feel guilty. I don't feel successful if I don't do my prospecting calls. Bingo. That's exactly what I'm trying to teach you guys, is that once you have a standard, you feel bad. So example, if you were to lie, right? If you were to lie to someone, would you feel bad? White lie, big lie, little lie. Would you feel bad? Mm-hmm. Could you be, could you follow up on that? Could you keep in touch with that, the calendar, and like have it expose you for what you're doing in the moment? Once you bury your soul to your calendar and you don't commit to it, it becomes a lie. You can't be honest with yourself. So if you are capable of writing honest, positive thoughts on a piece of paper, imagine the power that you can wield if you actually follow through with it. Just harness the power of lead generation. If you guys haven't taken a moment to go to my website, I went to James Festini Century 21 and I figured out how to get training as a page there, but I also cut and paste a widget inside of that training page for Thinkific, and it's not rendering. We really need to get jamesfestini.com/training to function. Otherwise, I can't keep giving these people this weird website. I can't keep asking. James, do what you gotta do. I gotta keep going. I'm gonna fire myself and hire the new version of me that does not stop. You have these turning points in your life that teach you that this is something that you have to work on. This is something you have to put effort into, and training your mind and body to do this telephone prospecting and door knocking is imperative. So every day, wake up, write down 5 reasons why you're going to be successful, even if you repeat the same thing. I keep a journal, so I don't do that specifically. I just talk, right? I share this with you. I constantly send you out these, things. Another idea for triggering positive thinking is what I call my lucid dreaming method. For those of you guys who have never practiced lucid dreaming or are aware about lucid dreaming, there is something that shows you and teaches you how to lucid dream. So under this lucid dreaming app, a lucid dream is something where you wake up in the dream and say, I'm dreaming. And there's a lot of tricks and tips, but you have to practice it during the daytime for it to translate to the nighttime, and the reverse for telephone prospecting and door knocking. You've got to remind yourself how to stay on track and stay motivated on door knocking and cold calling. And you've got to, these are reminders. I think it was Zig Ziglar that says something along the lines of, hey, if you can't, motivation is a lot like bathing. It wears off. That's why we recommend dating. Hi, you guys can come in your house? I'm so busy right now. It's funny. I think sometimes people put a phone by their door, so when someone rings the doorbell, they grab the phone off the door, and it's not a functioning phone. I don't know. Why do I think that? So I want to share with you guys the ability to do what it is I do so that you can do the same by training what works. Oh, hey, I'm James with Century 21. Just if you're thinking of selling your house. Well, thank you for your time. Have a great day. So you gotta have confidence in yourself and have the discipline. With confidence and discipline, you will succeed. No, you know what? With confidence and discipline, you might succeed. Oh shit, what? Yeah. You might succeed. Right? I mean, look at my position here. I'm doing massive lead generation, massive lead follow-up, but I'm not the number one. I mean, I have a good reason. I moved, so I'm kind of starting over, so that's kind of a good reason. But more importantly is that individual results may vary, and individual markets do vary. And if you guys are just, so at doing this, hi, I'm James with Century 21. Yeah. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
Not really.
You think maybe later down the road you'd reconsider? All right. Well, thank you for your time, though. Have a great day. So don't go tearing yourself down because you don't succeed. There's plenty of people who are going to tear you down. There's this thing on a on a motor or an engine called a governor. So you have to have self-imposed limitations, these internal shutoffs where you don't really believe you can do something. There's a psychological and visible physical component where your governors are something in your brain right now where you'll never get over 100 deals a year or 50 deals a year. And if you like a governor, for example, if you buy those children's, like, when the kids are like 5 years old and they buy those little scooters, there's a thing in there called a governor, which regulates the high speed, the top end speed. And if somehow you figured out how to remove the governor, the thing would go faster, probably blow the motor and kill your kid. But when you do create that situation where there's a governor on the object, that you'll be able to get um, more speed. All right. You have to have a sales psychologist, someone who helps you keep your head on straight, someone who reminds you. And I think I'm creating enough content. I think I'm creating enough content where you probably have enough where you don't have to keep like finding another guru. I'm creating, hours a day. I have 3 or 4 products right now that if you really wanted to like put yourself in a position where you're able to consume enough to keep you focused. You see, if you're trying to kick a drug habit, you need to go into detox, right? And somebody puts you in a room and sometimes carries you through, a Sherpa, a guide, someone who's going to help you mentally get through the challenge of whatever it is you're going through, right? If you, they recommend, like, if you're going to do LSD or ayahuasca, they recommend you have a guide so that if to make the trip both fun and keep you from losing your shit if the trip goes bad. Now, so when people consume LSD or ayahuasca or peyote, they're in these other parts of the world, you'll see that there's somebody there who has been administering. There's documentaries on this all over the place, but in Peru, for example, there's a real powerful drug that helps you find and like clear demons, and it's supposed to cure. There's people all over the world go there. I think it's ayahuasca, but it's a hallucinogenic that pretty much takes you to the brink of death and strips your ego down, and like you practically die and come back to life, and you are born again in a whole new light. And by consuming this by consuming this drug, you are born again, you are reborn. This is similar to real estate. This is similar to life. Why would there be any difference between me being a guide and you being the person who consumes the drug that gets you to where you want to be? Someone has to help you and guide you through those troubled times so that you're not left there to fight the demons or try to figure it out on your own as you start freaking out. Zombie campfire. You gotta have a carrot and a stick. Carrot and a stick, guys. You ever heard about how you get motivated to do something for your kids, or you want to build a better life? You put a bag of money at the top. Oh, guys, by the way, if any of you have been blocked, if for some reason you are, oh my God, okay, yeah, this is crazy. Like every time I touch my screen on this thing, I'm having trouble. Code red. I'm noticing something about this screen here. Whoa, what's going on here? Holy cow. Um, if I ever block you, I don't block people. What's happening is this screen has a oh shit. So when I put this phone on top of the phone, I tap it a couple times, and it will turn around and it will tap on the screen. You see that? I didn't do that. I did that by touching my phone on one screen to the other. I'm just gonna not leave it like that. By putting your screen on one screen on top of the other. So I'll just start holding it like this. It's no big deal. No one's looking. I usually stack it, but this is fine. Anyhow, that way I can watch the stream. But if any of you guys are watching, the 5 people, can I get 5 of you to say hello real quick? If I can't get 5 of you to say hello, that means my phone has accidentally blocked you. And I don't want that. I don't block people on this channel unless they're trolls. But I can't imagine if you're a troll that you'd watch. Unless like you're a masochist. But can you guys say hello? I had like, for example, Ryan about 2 weeks ago. He DM'd me on Facebook and goes, "Hey James, I think you blocked me." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I think you blocked." So I had to go back into YouTube and look and see if I had blocked him, because I had set my screen down. So I set my screen down. I had to set my screen down on top of the other thing, and what happens is it taps. So if it taps on your comment and it taps on put user on timeout, it also has the ability to tap. If you block them, they can't see you anymore, LOL. Yeah, they can. They can see me, they just can't make comments. But yeah, I have a feeling there's a lot of people who still, I don't know. Ryan, can you answer that? Ryan was blocked. Ryan was blocked. Ryan was able to see, but he couldn't comment. Ryan, if you're there, please confirm. I wish I could block people so they couldn't see, because I have had trolls and people who like take my content. I mean, I had some guy a month ago who bought my products and said he never used them. He never used them, right? Called me like 9 months later and said, "Hey man, I never use your products. I want my money back." I'm like, it doesn't work like that. You don't go to the gym and say you want your money back for your year membership just because you didn't use it. I don't think so. It's not my fault. You know what I mean? He's like, but I'm such a good guy. I worked something out to like help him, because I felt bad. I started thinking, my wife even said the same thing. She goes, "You don't know his story. You don't know if maybe he's coming on hard times. You don't know if there's a situation." I'm like, "Yeah." So I took care of him, and then he's like, "Dude, that was really big of you. Thank you." I'm like, "Okay, hey, just by the way, I do have this," because it was, I gave him his money back on something, which I'll never do that again. I'll just tell you to go pound sand. You can't have your money back on a digital product. And I started putting in like closet in the on the screen, like, "This is a digital project, and there's like, due to the digital nature of this product, there will be no refunds under any circumstance. Sorry." And I've had many people come in, and I've got probably like 4 or 5 people who have done one-on-one coaching, and at like the last 4 or 5 sessions, they just stop, right? It's could you imagine people spending money and then not following through on it? But I know why. I think people sign up for my one-on-one coaching or my products thinking that was the magic pill, but people don't realize The magic pill, you gotta swallow it. And some people think that by buying it, that that's all it takes. Like buying the book or buying the workout program or getting the gym membership. You know what I mean? Or buying the CRM or buying the content, buying the leads, buying the website. That they think that is the solution to the problem when the solution to the problem was the activity, okay? The solution to your problem in real estate sales is not a noun. It is a verb. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and make that Canva.
Hello?
Hi, I'm James with Century 21 Real Estate. I was just
Yeah,
wondering
21.
if you were thinking of selling your house.
But the price is lower.
It's flattened out.
Fly down.
Yeah, no, not down.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
level. Yeah, flat.
Ah.
But it went up and it's flat at the top.
Oh.
I mean, some people are, if they don't have to sell, then they wait. Are you thinking of selling?
No, I wanted to sell it, but not recently.
Oh,
Yeah. So maybe 2 years.
maybe in 2 years?
Li- li-
Do you know how much it's worth? Do you know the value?
yeah, value. I think when the value goes up.
So at the top.
Yeah.
So what price do you want?
What price? I'm not sure.
Oh,
See the market.
yeah. So 900,000?
You mean 100?
9.
9.
Yeah.
900.
Would you take 900?
900. Ah, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Let me give you my card.
Okay.
And if anything comes up,
Are you around here?
yeah.
Yeah.
I live in Yorba Linda. I've been selling
Oh,
real
yeah.
estate around here since 1993. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it easy to see?
Huh?
Does it too easy to sell?
Yes. Well, if you ask too much, no.
Ah, yeah.
But yeah,
How
I mean,
much?
well, there's
now?
one right here
Mhm.
that's asking 979.
979. Oh.
Yeah, you go out right here on the left, right across the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
Very nice looking house.
How many?
Gosh, I grabbed the flyer. This is the flyer that was on the door.
Oh.
Terrible quality. It's no good. It's 2479.
Oh, 24. Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
2479.
It's bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, can I email you some figures and I can keep in touch maybe later if you want? I could send you the values.
Oh,
Maybe we
yeah,
can talk
yeah.
later.
Okay.
What's a good email for you? What's your email address?
$200.
2000.
Oh, 2000. Oh, yeah, yeah.
2000, really? Well, do you look on Zillow? Have you checked online to see what they say? Have you
What?
gone online to see the value? Let me check right now. I'll tell you what this website says. All statuses done. This says 770, so maybe 850.
850.
825, 850.
Ah,
Yeah.
850.
Do you have a pool? No pool?
No?
No pool?
No pool, yeah.
Yeah, 800.
800.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, let me wait some.
All right,
some
summertime
month,
maybe.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll email you, and maybe later I can This is how you do it. Hey, Ryan, can I ask you a question? Ryan. When you got blocked on accident on Gmail, on YouTube, you were still able to see my content, right? Because I've been wanting to block certain YouTube channels. Like, YouTube keeps recommending Brian Casella, and I don't want to watch that. I don't even want to see it, right? YouTube keeps recommending Tom Ferry. I don't want to see it. So like I can't block it. There's like an add-on that you can block, but I have to have like this add-on running and all this stuff. I don't want to see certain things. I don't want to see there's just certain things I don't want to see. And all these recommended videos, all it does is piss me off because Brian Casella, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not mistaken because he's in my MLS, sold like 2 houses last year and doesn't sell houses, right? All he does is sell himself and coaching products, along with Loida and whatever his other minions are. It's not happening. Hey, how you doing? I'm James with Century 21. Just wondering if you guys were thinking of selling your house.
Well, actually, I'm right in the process of remodeling the bathrooms.
It's a great neighborhood, man. It's single story now. You're set. You're good.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you for your time, though.
All right.
You have a good day.
So you're local, James?
Yeah, I live in Yorba Linda, graduated from El Dorado. I've been doing this real estate thing since '93.
Good.
Yeah.
My sons went to El Dorado.
Oh, no kidding?
Yep. Yep.
What year?
Oh, crap. Probably 2005.
Oh, yeah, I was late '80s, early '90s, so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, well, good.
It's a good neighborhood, though, so that's why I hit the streets, go old school.
Well, good. Yeah, you got to get out and knock on doors sometimes.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, pleasure for your time, man. You have a great day.
You're very welcome.
So yeah, there's a lot of like Tom Ferry never sold a house in his life. I don't know if he's like actually listed and sold. I'm sure he's listed and sold, so he's seen the signature side. But I mean, the dude's never like made a cold call to a homeowner who was interested in selling. Maybe did it at a seminar. But when you got nothing to lose and you got your scripts and dialogues and anyone can do it. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying there's certain criteria for who I will listen to and watch. And back in 1993, 1997, 2003, this is prior to the... Hi, I'm James with Century 21 Real Estate. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
Nope.
All right, well, thank you for your time. You have a nice day. So back in 1993... there were only 2 or 3 gurus out there. There were only 2 or 3 trainers or coaches. There was Mike Ferry, Tom Hopkins, and Floyd Wickman. That was pretty much it. And then, of course, Tony Robbins and Ziegler, but they were more motivational speakers than they were, real estate. Even Tom Hopkins was more motivational, but it was primarily real estate. And then there were a couple ones, Roger Butcher, Mike Domer, Buffini was around, Joe Stump, right? And then there was the occasional guy who would try sales training and coaching. He would do a seminar, and then you'd never hear from him again. Bob Wolf was one of those. Bob Wolf was a top agent in like Colorado, and he made the circuit, he made the rounds. Debbie DeGroat, I mean, I'm dropping some names here, right? That people are like, oh, I've heard it. Majority of them are real estate sales trainers who worked under Mike Ferry and then decided to become a coach on their own. But little did they know it was hard work. And what the problem is with these real estate sales trainer and coaches is that a lot of times they were managers of offices, right? So they had a real estate office and they became a manager because everybody wants to be a chief. No one wants to be an Indian, right? Everybody wants to be the foreman. No one wants to frickin' pour the concrete. And that's the case with real estate sales training and having an office and all of that, right? And so you have these like these agents who within like 1 or 2 successful months of the real estate sales career, they turn around and they're like, I can teach this. And then, they get an ego, right? They're named number one in the office out of 10 people, and 9 of them are retired, right? So you walk around with your shoulders back. I'm a big shot here. Hey, everybody, I bought a box of gum. Each one take a pack. I'll show you how to chew it. And everyone's like, oh, I like it. That's very good. And they go, you know what? I can be a sales trainer. And then they go out and then maybe they get a couple steps farther than the last guy. But sales training and coaching, that's for the birds, man. Look at me. I'm a fine and bitter example of the victimhood of this genre, which is, the space, the sales training and coaching space, right? That you could spend your whole life and never get ahead enough to make a good living, right? That you could spend year after year creating products, going on tour. And they say, oh, well, everybody has to start off in the small lecture halls. Go become, part of the Kiwanis or the Toastmasters and learn how to be a better speaker. But none of that really does. I mean, it really is a ridiculous amount of work. And so they go back to selling real estate, or they just do something else. I was talking to Michael Reese about 2 or 3 months ago, and he's like, hey, James, you should join EXP. I'm like, no, thanks. And he's like, well, how's the coaching? I'm like, oh, there's no coaching. There's no money in coaching. It probably pays for once in a while. It'll pop off a car payment. Never a mortgage payment, right? But it's a slog. Hi, I'm James with Century 21 Real Estate. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
No, I'm not.
All right, well, thank you for your time. You have a great day. But it's a slog, it's a battle, it's an uphill grind. One that quite honestly no one is willing to pay the sacrifice. So how many times have I seen in my, let me see, I didn't take the stage or launch a podcast or even give my opinion on sales until about 2009. Right? I never coached, I never trained, never did any of that until about 2009. From 2009, I launched a podcast with Mojo and started sharing my training and coaching. Boy, was that awful. And not really consistent, not really serious, not really dedicated, not really, structure, format. It was just there, But then in 2000, I think I would say by 2013, 14, I started taking it a little bit more serious. Actually, I'd say 2012, I had a midlife crisis, my third midlife crisis, and I decided to leave real estate and be a coach. That lasted all of about a week and a half, where I'm like, let's reconsider this. It's not really, that's insane. I'm selling real estate. Why would I leave this? It's working. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I'm James with Century 21.
Hey, Dad.
Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house. All right, well, thank you for your time. Oh, that's pretty
Can't go anywhere.
cool stuff, man. A birthday coming?
It's for my granddaughter, yeah, just because.
Very cool. Very cool. I built plenty of those. Oh, no kidding?
Yeah, so she can either drive it and steer it, or I can control it.
No
Steer it,
kidding.
drive it around.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's rad.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got 4 kids, so I've built probably 3 of those. A little Cadillac, a little Corvette, little trailer, and a tractor.
My kids were small. We had Barbie Jeeps and.
Yeah, exactly. The Barbie Jeep for sure. But remote control, man, that's next level.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
So,
Well, thank you for your time, though.
Yeah,
You have a great day. Good luck. So what happens in the world of real estate sales training and coaching is that you go into the You go into that space with high expectations and realize it's a whole different thing because you're going global, you know? And these expectations, similar to the real estate game, but within its coaching and training, that's a whole different animal. And this industry, this real estate industry, of all the industries full of suckers, and I can talk shit about you because I'm you. I am you, so I can talk shit about you, just like I can talk shit about the Peruvians. And maybe a little bit about the Mormons, because I once was. Or am I? Or are you always? Nah, I don't think so. I'd probably burn in hell if I had to stay by their standards. Anyhow, when you do decide to become a coach and a trainer, it's tough. You know, real estate agents, especially nowadays, 2018, everybody and their mother with a YouTube connection can be a coach. And I've seen so many come and go, so many come and go. Hold on, it's gonna get loud. As that was happening, I was thinking to myself, God, that's very similar to people buying internet leads. They just put their money in one and out comes powder. Yeah, you like that one? I'm a riot. I cracked myself up. Okay, so the coaching and training, I was kind of giving you guys a little lecture about when I see like a new one hit the stream and I leave and I see the new one hit the stream. You know, there's ones that really get to me because I've been doing, it's just jealousy, right? I've never denied my jealousy over Brian Casella and my jealousy over Tom Ferry. I mean, it's just unfair that I've been doing this longer and I've sold more real estate than them and I've got far more chops than them and I've got far more stripes than them, and yet somehow they're more popular. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who believes in myself, right? No, I get once in a while, I get people who are like, James, you're the greatest. And I'm like, please tell a friend. You know, I'm telling the truth. I can prove to you, you know, every 30 minutes that what I do works. No one else is doing that. You know, you get someone like Tom Ferry and he'll grab, you know, he's got what, 10,000 students? So I think he has the luxury of saying, hey, who's my top 10? Okay, I'm going to do an article on my top 10 to show everybody that my shit works. And you'll lap it up, right? Because you're like, ooh, this is good. This is real good. It works. Oh my gosh, look how much they're doing. And so you set up your expectations based on someone else skimming the top. You know what I mean? Just like the gold rush days back in the California gold rush. Someone yells Eureka and everybody goes out there to strike it rich, but they never really tell the stories of all of the people who lost everything trying to chase, spending countless hours sitting by the side of the river prospecting and panning. You get it? And I'm here yelling Eureka and I have gold and I'll show you where and how to do it, and you're like, no. I've been burned before, and it's like, no, this time it's real. No. I did Tom Ferry. I bought Brian Casella's door knocking course. I ain't falling for that again. Like, guys, I'm not popular, so clearly you don't think I'm worth it. But there will come a time where my content will be so damn recognized that you'll be like, oh yeah, Festini? Oh yeah, I've heard of him, yeah. My goal in creating this content, for you is so that when you guys succeed, when you guys go out there, hello, when you guys go out there and succeed and someone says, oh my gosh, how are you doing it? And then you say, Festini. Hi, I'm James with Century 21. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
No.
All right, well, thank you for your time. You have a nice day. Okay, that's my goal, is for you guys to succeed. And right now I'm watching, every time I turn around, there's a whole new breed of real estate sales trainer and coach. And, the one that's killing me right now is Ricky. He's a legitimate agent. But, he's walking around in flip-flops, selling 100 sides a year, saying single agent, and giving his content away for free. But is that going to get anywhere but growth in his platform? Is giving it away the right angle? I don't know. I don't think I could see myself giving it away. As far as I'm concerned, raising the price. It's similar to the discount agent whose main marketing tactic is discount listing, right? It's like the help you sell of real estate sales trainer and coaches. He might get more in the long run, or he's going to have a bunch of real estate sales people who are devout followers who aren't willing to spend a dime ever. And, well, I want you guys to pay me if I'm worth it, and I want you guys to go away if I'm not. Fair enough? And then that way, and that's, I think, part of the reason why my tribe has built organically, is because I'm not spending money on Facebook ads. I don't know. Can you guys tell me, do you guys get ads from other gurus? Like, I've never seen an ad by Ricky or Brian, or, maybe they exclude me. I mean, it would make sense that if they were going to run a real estate ad on Facebook for sales training and coaching, that they would start by excluding, the most obvious people that they never want to spend a click on or have them know what they're doing. So can you guys tell me? Okay, Ryan, going back, no ads? Okay. Yeah, someone once told me, goes, oh yeah, Ricky spends money on ad. Like, well, I'm not going to spend money on getting more recognition on my coaching and training, because that's not what I want to do. I don't want everybody, you know what I mean? I don't want everybody. I just want people who want to work. You've seen Ricky ads on YouTube? Okay. Interesting. Gosh, I'm seeing one dude right now, some old dude with a raspy voice. God, what's his name? He reminds me of Burt Reynolds. Overheating and I ran out of water. So I'm choosing ice cream. Anyhow, there's this old dude in the new agents group who's going around sharing, new training and how he's done this. And he's bashing cold calling, and he's bashing door knocking, and he's been a realtor for 25 years. And I was kind of tripping out, because I was like, don't bash cold. I don't bash other people's topics. I bash other people. Right? I don't say, hey, I want to tell you that I'm not saying that Brian Casella's tactics don't work. I'm just saying it might not be work, right? I don't know where the source of this information comes from. So I want you guys to, check the source of the money before you cash the check. Before you buy now, you know what I mean? It's like buying a home without doing an inspection. It's too good to be true, right? If you found a home that was like 20% below market, you'd write an offer, but you wouldn't do it as is, would you? Well, that's what people do. That's what people do. You know, they buy it at, well, it'd have to be 50% off. Or, you know what, even better, it would have to be free. Well, that's, it would have to be free before I would actually, that's not good. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the free model. I think there's enough good stuff on the internet for free, especially with Ricky. I mean, I know his main juice is from Gary V, right? Like he's a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk. But Gary Vaynerchuk, let me remind you something about Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk was worth $50 million before he started giving out his secrets. And I'll tell you what, Gary Vaynerchuk doesn't give out his secrets. He's got products, and he says once in a while, he goes, I don't sell this. He has the 3Ds. What is it? Next in line. He's also got some private coaching and consulting. He gets coaching. He gets speaking fees, right? So he's not the saint of everything that's free. Okay. So I don't think that giving away everything for free is a good model. If you give it all away, they'll take it and they'll never say thank you. And I don't want you guys not to. I think when you buy something, you value it. I mean, look, if Picasso and his art was free, what would that be? It wouldn't be rare. It would be commonplace. It would be duplicatable. It would be a print. It would be a lithograph. It wouldn't even be a lithograph, and it wouldn't be a print. It would be in a dumpster, duplicated. It would be the equivalent of finding like a Wyland poster in a dumpster. It becomes associated with like spam or ads, right? If you saw Picasso, it wouldn't be an original. It would be a duplicate. It just wouldn't. There's no value in free. I don't buy that the best things in life are free. I just don't buy that. The best things in life are simple. I'll go with that. Love is all you need. I'll go with that. But the best things in life are free. Cancer's free. AIDS is free. Herpes is free. It's a pretty loose thing. So I know I'm not going to... I'm going to continue to create the content. You'll have to be there for a lot of the live insight, and I do try to share with you when someone asks a question, I answer it. I've always been very giving, but I also hold back a significant amount of my knowledge with the expectation that at some point you guys are going to hit a wall and say, I've got everything, but there's something missing. When I started podcasting, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, I found a guy named Cliff Ravenscraft, the podcast answer man. He's not there anymore. He's got his own show now. But I listened to all of his episodes. I binge watched and listened to all of his content. And then at one point I was like, I want a podcast. I got all these pieces together. So he had this program that was $1,500. You take this $1,500 program. Okay, you take this $1,500 program and he teaches you how to podcast and he sends you the equipment and teaches you how to wire it and all this stuff. And I'm like, I can figure this out on my own. Well, it took me 3 years and probably about $3,000 in buying all the wrong equipment. And ultimately what happened was there was still a piece of the puzzle. I was like, I still don't have something. I see a piece of the puzzle and it's missing. What's missing? What's missing? Right? So I look for all of these. I try to find the answer, but he holds one. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. So I paid $100 for his program. one other program, like one piece of information. It was called Podcasting WordPress for Podcasters, and I spent $100. And within 5 minutes, I had the answer to the question that held me back for 2 years. And I was like, God damn it. So he had this other thing called thesis themes, right? They were great looking themes. And I was like, no, I can figure out the themes. I can figure this out. I'll just buy thesis. You know, I'll find it at a discount. I'm not going to use this affiliate link. I always thought maybe affiliate link cost, right? You know what I mean? I try to do it all on my own. The same things that you do as a real estate agent. The same things I do as a real estate agent. You try to figure it out on your own. And you are called penny wise, pound foolish. You heard of that phrase? You step over dollars to pick up dimes. What the hell is the matter with us as a society where that seems to be okay? So I went into his thing and I was like, you know what? Couldn't figure out this one thing. I'm like, screw it. Let me get thesis for podcasting. And so I bought the thing, and within 1 hour, my website was done. I was trying this, I was trying that, I couldn't figure it out. And and it was like, I'm telling you, $3,000 and 3 years I wasted. And this was a critical 3 years, mind you. A critical 3 years in the world of podcasting, because this was the birth and the growth. Hey, I'm James with Century 21. Just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house. All right. Thanks for your time, though.
You're welcome.
Have a great day. You know, and this was like a critical growing years in the world of podcasting in particular, because people, were just discovering it. Had I been there for 3 years, that would have been 3 years and hundreds of content, and I was motivated and I was in flow and I had like all these ideas and they all just kept losing me, right? So sometimes you gotta pay. Sometimes you can get free, and if you're a self-starter and you can figure it out, go for it. Like Ryan, for example, he's piecing it together. I can tell, Ryan, not to put you on the spot, but you spent a considerable amount of money on my content and my product. If you would have just dropped the $1,500 on my one-on-one coaching, that everything you've been sitting back on and waiting and trying to figure out on your own, that it would have been, you would have had it, like you would have been able to say, damn it, because there's always pieces. You still ask the questions instead of like diving deep, Like it's the difference between going in for surgery or just taking medication and hoping that it works. And yes, the medication works, but it's the long term, man. It's like hoping and wishing for a tattoo, and you just keep drawing it on there with a Sharpie, and it fades, and a Sharpie, and it fades. It's like, does the Sharpie work? Yeah. Do your friends think it's too? Yeah. Right? What's up, Mia? I'm talking about coaching and Sorry, I dropped the signal, some froze. How long have we been? 2 hours and 16 minutes. 2 hours and 16 minutes, and I think I've generated 4 leads. Let's see. I'll tell you right now. Today, done. Today, no, it's not 1. 2, no, it's not 2. What the hell's going on here? Why is this not recognizing today? I know I've got more than 2. It's odd. Unless my wife is going into the app and like shutting it down. Maybe I do have 2. So I always say, like yesterday, I had a lead every night. Every 20 minutes I was generating a lead. Today, it's back to normal. For every hour. On every hour, on average, I generate a bona fide listing lead. That's realistic. That's the expectation. But sometimes I won't generate a lead. Sometimes I'll go out 3 hours and I won't get anyone. And then the next day, before. Yesterday in 2 hours, I walked away with 7, which is like, so it's funny. Real estate agents, you guys, we hear what we want to hear, and that's it, right? Remember that scene in Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey asked Lauren Holly, is there any chance we can get together? She goes, no chance at all. He goes, never ever, or something along that lines. And she goes, not 1 in a million. And he's like, so I do have a chance. That's how us as real estate industry interpret potential. Like, you see one person generating, listing and selling, and you see them, on the rotation. Like today I had to check out a listing that I lost to someone else. And when I clicked on it, I was like, oh my God, look at that guy. He sold 100 sides in 1 year. In the last 12 months, 100. Wow, that's impressive. I see his bus bench ads every mile on Imperial Highway for about 6 or 7 miles, which I'm going to guess a bus bench ad is probably around $500 a month, right? And so you're telling me there's a chance. There's a bus bench ad probably every mile, every quarter mile. And each one of these bus bench ads are like $500. I mean, how much is I know a billboard is about three to 5,000 a month. And he's on rotation on Zillow, heavy rotation on Zillow. So how much do you think he's spending to be heavy rotation on Zillow at this price point? Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about what he's on rotation for. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. So he's spending probably $50,000 on marketing and 100 sides. I mean, if it's the number, he's probably making $1 million, right? $1 million easily. But I haven't looked into his background. But I know if I looked into this Jay guy, I will also see one other thing with that 100 sides. I will see a team. When you see someone who does, I'm going to look him up right now. I'm going to check him out. See what his story is. Because I don't like seeing that number and feeling the way I feel like, no, do I find someone where I'm like, no, that's actually, holy shit, this guy's balls. But so far, I mean, just by a glance, at a glance, I can see $20,000. So let's see. Can I go in Agent Finder, Real Estate Agents? And what I do is I try like, okay, he's got 100 reviews, 112 recent sales, and 66 listings. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. Let's take a look and see how the fuck has he got 66 listings when I can't even get 3 together. Okay, he says 1 team member. Oh, he's also bought Barbara Cochran to come by and eat ice cream with him. You gotta love the Barbara Cochran angle. It says our members. 1. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There's no way he's doing 100 sides with 1 person. So where's the other angle? Well, it could be possible with a really good coordinator. It's possible. Hi, I'm James. Is this a nursing? Okay, never mind. Thank you. Have a nice day. It's funny. The telltale sign of a boarding care is a Filipino girl opening the door in a doctor's uniform. And then you look up and you're like, oh, there's the red fire alarm. Oh, and there's the no smoking sign. And oh, yeah, there's a boarding care. Let me see here. Let me mark that as a do not knock. Almost done with my door knocking for the day. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Contact us. This is okay. There it is. I want to dig in just a little bit deeper to find out what is this guy's story. Oh, Barbara Cochran. Barbara Cochran knows him. Barbara Cochran's a sellout, by the way. That woman just like she'll sell herself. I mean, no doubt take away her success, but when you see a real estate agent who's endorsed by Barbara Cochran, there's a price for that. Like you can pay Barbara Cochran's flight for her airfare and her time. And watch, like, how many agents have been endorsed by Barbara Cochran? It's the funniest thing. To me, it's just like, really? Barbara Cochran? And it's like only the creme de la creme of the real estate agents. Why choose this guy? Why choose him? When I'm moving, I don't know. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the punchline. There it is right there. There it is right there is the punchline. I see the punchline. Come on. I'll tell you right now. I'm watching a video. Yep, he's got a team. 100, without even looking at it, I'm going to say 10 people. So I'm seeing it, yep. Yeah. So what this guy's doing is he's making $1 million a year in real estate, and he's pocketing probably about 300 in his pocket, and putting 700 back into everyone else. I had a guy come at me the other day. He was like, "Hey James, interested?" Okay, let me close this out and find out how many guys he's got in this game. What the hell is this? Our offices. What is this? What am I looking at? What am I looking at here now? Meet our team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. Hello? Oh, hi. I'm James with Century 21 Real Estate. I was just wondering if you were thinking of selling your house.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Were you thinking of selling your house? Would you like to sell your house?
Oh, am I? No.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay, so what did I guess? When I saw this guy, and he's selling 100 sides a year, there was always something else, and sometimes it's not that easy to find. What is it? How is somebody selling 100 transactions a year? Oh my God, and it's one person? Holy cow, no way. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You don't do 100 sides a year by yourself unless there's always something. There's always something. And it's up to the individual agent to find out. So I'm like, wow, this guy's balling, man. Holy shit. And then, before looking, I said 12. He's got 12 people working under him. It's a minimum of 12 people. And that's 12 as of the updating of his website. You have 12 people working under you, you got payroll. So if he makes $1 million a year and he's paying those people $50,000 across the board, which is not the case, but let's say they're $50,000. 50 times 10 is what? $500,000, right? So he's paying out $500,000. Oh, that's assuming that he's paying those people $50,000, but let's just assume he's paying 1 or 2 buyers agents $100,000, right? Why would anyone work with them if they weren't going to make at least 3, $100,000 a year? So let's say he's got 1 at 100 and the rest of them are at 50, still 600. So put that with this $100,000 or $50,000 marketing campaign and all the other stuff, and then it loops back around to he's probably making $400,000 a year. which is, don't get me wrong, pretty damn good. I'll take that. But at what cost? Punchline. What cost? What does it cost you to make $400,000 a year? Would you spend $500 to make $400? Yeah. Why not, right? Doesn't seem out of line. Would you spend $500,000 to make $400,000? Yeah. Done. Can I compare to a man who's spending $500,000 to make $400,000 in a team? So should I look at him and be jealous or be bitter or whatever? No. Can't do that. You can't do that. It just doesn't work that way. So I welcome you guys to check under the hood, look under the details, look for what is and what isn't before you do what you gotta do for you. And then join me in what is the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Join me. I'm gonna go live right now and I'm gonna telephone prospect. It's 2 o'clock. I'm going to telephone prospect for the next 6 hours. Join me. I'll see you guys in the office.